Amen.
Amen. So I've stood up here and given my testimony before, but just as a refresher, in February, I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and after 4 treatments, the scan couldn't detect it anymore. So that's already enough glory in itself.
4 out of 12, if they said you had that.
4 out of 12 scheduled treatments. By around the time of the 3rd or 4th treatment, the doctor just said, "You're doing really good. I want to do a scan even though it's early," and you couldn't detect it anymore. And that was stage 4 cancer, so you don't hear of that too often. So that's all glory to God. And then, so I was excited thinking I'm done with chemo. No, you're going to finish out all 12 treatments. So God blessed me tremendously in that I didn't have any side effects, maybe some nausea. But I would go to chemo and I would hear women saying, "Well, you know, I've lost my nails. I hope I don't lose mine. I already lost all my hair and I don't have energy to do anything." And that was very weird to me because I didn't experience any of that. I felt greater than I felt before I was diagnosed. So it wasn't until the 8th treatment that I started not feeling good. I felt pins and needles in my chest, in my jaw. So I went back to the emergency room and they said, "Was it the cancer?" "No, it's the chemo. The chemo is causing all this pain. You know, you'll be fine." So I prayed, next treatment's going to be fine. And I was sick. I was so cold, I had to sit out in 100 degrees outside in Texas just to try and warm up. When I felt good, I went inside the house and I was so hot, I was sweating. And I felt terrible. I didn't eat for a full day. So I go to my next and again, it's the chemo. So I go to the next treatment and I'm saying, "This treatment's going to be good. It's going to be fine." And the nurse goes in to get blood return in my port so that they can give me my treatment, and it felt like she was ripping my vein out. It was so painful. So I asked her, why did that hurt? You know, you're not supposed to feel it. "Well, that's just not supposed to happen. You're just not supposed to feel it." They can't tell me why. Is this your first treatment? "No, it's my 10th treatment. I've never felt that before." "Okay, well, we'll go ahead and prick you a second time." And no blood return at all. So once they finally got blood return, I was exhausted. I felt like I had 2 chemos. And so I looked to my dad and I said, as if this is new information, "You know, Dad, I don't need these treatments." And he said, "I know." So I asked him, "Can I stop?" "Yeah." And it didn't even cross my mind that I could stop the treatment. So I got really excited. And I said, "No, I'm just excited because I don't want them." But he said, "That's just a bonus." So I told the nurse, "I don't want to get my treatment today." So she said, "I'll go to, let the doctor know." So the doctor came back and said, "You need to finish your treatments. It's just like an antibiotic. When you start feeling good, you finish your antibiotic." Now, I've never finished an antibiotic in my life, but okay. I made my choice. And she was very angry with me, and I didn't realize it until later on, but you could tell in her voice she was so mad. I just automatically said, "I'm sorry, I've made my choice." And do you think she was mad at me because she cared and loved me so much about my well-being? No. It was an insult to her profession. And so I told her, she said, "Why don't you want them? Because it's hurting?" And I said, "I haven't needed these treatments. After 4 treatments, the scan came back good. I don't need it." Again, just feeling like I had to say I'm sorry because she's so mad. And she said, we're very stern, Well, it could always come back. It won't. Well, let's hope not. It won't. Okay. So they unhooked me. I rang the gong and I walked out. And then 2 days later, my oncologist calls me and says, I heard what happened. I think you need to finish these treatments. So I asked him very plainly, do I have cancer? Well, no, the scan didn't see anything, but you still have billions of cells, and if just one is in there, you could get it back again. And thinking, well, how am I supposed to put my faith in something that can't detect cancer? And you're telling me I could still have it? I'm putting my faith in God over the doctors, because that makes more sense to me now. I mean, the scan obviously is pointless. I don't know why I would even get that scan if I could still have billions of cells that aren't detected. I was telling my dad, by that logic, anyone could go in and say, we can't see any cancer, but all of you could have it, billions of cells. So I asked to get the port taken out. I called to schedule it, but I'm going to have to wait to hear back. So that might be another process. But I'm very excited to accept the gifts that God has given me. And we can be told all you have to do is accept these blessings, and it sounds very simple. How can you comprehend something that seems so hard to do yet so simple? And I think I'm realizing that's exactly how it is. It's difficult to have to tell doctors and nurses I'm going to finish, even though I'm scheduled to have 12. But it's also very simple to do, because I'm accepting the blessings. God's just telling me, you don't have to do this chemo anymore. You can be done with it, but you just have to have faith in me and accept your gift. So I chose to accept my gift, and that's all glory to God when He's done for me. I did want to read one thing in Mark that I thought of, because when I was making this decision, it wasn't easy. So me and my dad prayed for a sign, and just the day before, Pastor TC preached about standing firm, and the journal that I take notes in every Sunday, it just says stand firm, and it has a passage in the Bible that talks about standing firm. I'd asked for a sign, and you had been talking about doctors just the day before, and how we don't need to put our faith in them, and it was just a realization came to me. And I could tell my body doesn't want it anymore. It's trying to go back to normal. I had my first menstrual cycle in half a year. Wow. I got it. And I'm just asking, why did I get that? I don't know. It's a little unusual, but I mean, everyone's different.
So they're an expert on anything, but can't answer anything.
Pretty much. So my body didn't want it anymore. It was time. And I thought about the woman who bled for 12 years in Mark 5:25. I like this one. It's written again in Matthew, but this one's a little bit longer, more descriptive. Mark 5:25, and a woman was there who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years. She suffered a great deal under the care of many doctors and spent all the money she had. Yet instead of getting better, she grew worse. It goes on to say, when she touched Jesus' cloak, she felt in her body she was freed from suffering. That's the same way I feel. I know I'm free from suffering. Right. The only thing I wasn't free from was the chemo, because everything that was tormenting me was the chemo, not the cancer. The cancer's gone. So Mark 5:34, Jesus speaking said to her, daughter, your what? Your faith has healed you. Not the doctors, not the medicine, your faith. So I've chosen to allow faith to heal me, and it's better than any of those terrible treatments could have ever done for me. So glory to God.